with this meditation that I learned from Conscience Studios. And Conscience Studios comes from the Alternatives to Violence Project, which some of you may be familiar with, and nonviolent communication.
Yeah.
And I did a training with them several years ago that was very powerful that I'm going to be talking about a bit today. So this is meditation I learned from them. So if it's comfortable for you to float your eyes closed, go ahead and do so. But if that's not comfortable, I invite you to keep them open, but just keep a soft, flood-like gaze, which means you're not looking at anything too specific. Please sit comfortably. And feel your feet on the ground. And your whole body relax on your skeleton. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Stop. Sit silently. Let yourself be here. Let your whole self be here. Feel your breath. Feel the unconditional gift of life. Let yourself fall away. Let what you want, like, understand, fall away. Open to the transforming power of life. This is it. This is enough. Life is valuable. You are alive and valuable. And there's nothing you can say or do that will make you any more valuable than you are right now. This is it. This is enough. So I invite you to just notice what's happening right now. And through the rest of my talk, to just pay attention to your inner experience, to honor what is happening inside of you, and to let yourself experience this talk in yourself from the inside out, as opposed to the outside. And every single time we pause, we allow for this transforming power, which I'll touch on in a little bit. But every single time we stop and take a deep breath, we send a direct message to our brain and our nervous system that we're okay. So go ahead and take a deep breath with me. Maybe breathing out through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Slowly float your eyes open, but try to kind of dance in this state of noticing what's happening as you start to take the room back in. Thank you. Okay, so Nina Simone is one of my favorite inspirations of all time. And I love this quote, and it helps inform what we're going to talk about today with Flow. Life is short. People are not easy to know. They're not easy to know, so if you don't tell them how you feel, you're not going to get anywhere, I feel. Yes. So, has anybody in here ever been chased by a tiger? No one?
Not yet.
Not yet. So the reason I mention that is once upon a time, some of us were chased by tigers, or some of our ancestors, might be way back. Our nervous system was designed to help us deal with that unlikely event of a tiger chasing us, or something of equal peril. That's only supposed to happen in the course of our lifetime if we estimate, maybe 3%. Unfortunately, most of us are actually being chased by tigers all day long. All day long. Whether it is the crushing weight of what's going on in the world, and sometimes how we feel when that is happening, personal circumstances, or the emails that just keep coming in can be tigers. And our nervous system can't distinguish between the fact that this is not an actual tiger. So what happens is we have this beautifully designed system that when a tiger would be chasing us, our rational thinking would shut down, our digestion would shut down, our pupils would dilate, and we would go into that primal mode of get away from the tiger. What's not happening when we're there is coherence. Is operating from the heart. Is allowing ourselves to be a clear channel for things to flow in. So I bring this up because I don't know about you, but I have to do a lot of work to get those mythical tigers to go packing. And so I wanted to share one of the things that came up for me that has been really, really powerful for that. And what happens is, and my sister, who is a social psychologist, and she likes to school her super hippy-dippy sister on the actual science of things. So she talked about the fact that our nervous system is actually much more like a soundboard, and the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system are moving like sliders, cross-stage, back and forth. So we need the sympathetic nervous system in order to stand up. However, we get stuck in hypervigilance, in fight or flight, and then it takes a toll on us. And as I was talking with Joy from the library, bless all of you. So as I was talking about with Joy earlier, is a lot of us are very chronically disembodied. And what that disembodiment looks like is something as small as you need to stretch, you need to pee, you need to drink water on a very basic level, or your neck is talking to you, or something's happening, you go, shh, not now, I'm on a deadline, or whatever it is. Or not now, later. But how many of us actually make that date for later? Not all the time. So then it builds up, and it builds up, and it builds up. So tending to what we call emotional discharge, which is if we are not having the complete freedom in the moment to let something out. So if we have an experience with someone in which we feel fearful, if we have an experience where we're hearing something that's intense and we can't tend to that in the moment, it's there somewhere. It's there. So being able to get back to it, this is, to me, inherently connected to the ideas of creativity and flow. Because in order to be channeling that creative energy of the universe, we have to be taking care of ourselves. And in order to bear witness, thank you. In order to bear witness, we have a lot to bear witness to. We're getting to know more and more about the struggle of the people of this world. Some of us, that struggle's been happening for a long time, but some of us are just finding out about it, which is its own, I won't even go there at the moment. But however, in order to show up, in order to really take in the hard stuff, to hear the hard stuff, we have to have more capacity. We have to have a lengthened fuse. And how do we do that? So I want to talk a little bit about how I've lengthened my fuse to see if that might be helpful for you. Okay, so when I did this training, that's the microphone. So when I did this training several years ago, it was because I was really interested. I had read books about nonviolent communication, but I wanted to learn it in person and be able to apply it in my life every day, in my work as a parent, in my work as a yoga teacher, but I did not know that this was going to change my life. I'm an actor, I'm a performer, I'm an energy worker, I've been studying communication styles for so many years. But I didn't really know how to listen to people. And I didn't really know what it meant to be a good companion. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, a good companion. So when I did this training, I had at the time that it started, a 3-month-old baby. I would often be nursing while this was happening. And during the duration of the training, I went through a very sad and tumultuous divorce. See? Discharge.
Did not expect for you all to be my companion. Okay, so.
We love you, Megan.
Yeah. Love you. So in order to show up when we're going through difficult stuff, how do we do that? Okay, so Nadine Hoover and Fatima Mom of Conscience Studios. Good companions. Look at the person next to you or behind you. Look them in the eyes. Okay. I want you to now look at this person. If you can keep looking at them, if it's not too weird to keep it. But I want you to think to yourself, as you look at them, this person has everything they need to get through what they're facing. And I believe in their inherent goodness and capabilities. Okay, you can stop unless you want to give up. So that alone was revolutionary, that this person in front of me has everything they need already to get through what they're facing. I am not going to improve their situation. I don't have this advice and this big old solution for them. My gift to them is my presence. So good companions stay calm in their core selves. So that's like what we were doing when we did the meditation. That's the coherence, tapping into that energy of the limitless heart. And that's not just corny. There is science now about coherence and heart map and what it means and how it changes our physiology when we are operating from the heart. In Sanskrit, in yoga, the heart chakra, anahata, means unstruck chord. So it means, what is the sound in your heart that the world has yet to hear? They stay present in this time and place outside of themselves, and they take equal turns. So what that means is something somebody might be saying might stir stuff up in you. That's awesome. But it's not the moment to tend to it. It's the moment to stay present with who's in front of you, and maybe the very difficult thing that they are sharing. Those are your implications, and you should make a note about that, and you should go back and do your homework. But their time, and when they're sharing it with you, is not the time. So, good companions, do not let the other person's problems bother you, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Interrupt or pursue your own curiosity. I'm loving those stomps, by the way. Tell similar problems of your own. Give advice or answers. Overreact, steal the other person's emotions. So anybody in here, have you ever been sharing something very hard, and then the person across from you starts to get so upset that you have to say, it's okay, don't worry. Yeah. So I understand, and sometimes we have to take care of ourselves to do that, but it's a practice. These are practices. Sometimes we're going to do it. We're going to get completely swept away by something and say, I need a moment. It's okay to take that moment so that you can then get back to saying, all right, hold space and bear witness. I can hear this hard stuff. I'm here with you. I can hear the hard stuff. Okay. So emotional discharge. On the other side of this, the person like me, I unexpectedly was sharing something with you that I practiced up the cake because I have people bearing witness. So emotional discharge, grief. I still have some grief I'm processing. Fear, anger, boredom, joy, and pain. So when I was talking with John last week about this talk, and this is why it's so great to talk with other people, because they reflect things to you, and you go, oh, I never thought about that. Yoga has turned in, I have such a deeper understanding of what this practice is now, because it's tending to emotional discharge. That's what we're doing. Not just pain, all of it. Like, so when we were talking again about relegating everything to the side, I'll get to it later. For me, and you each have, I'm sure, whatever these practices are for you, but for me, yoga is, okay, I'm gonna unpack the trunk, laying out my mat, and now, my beloved, myself, you have my undivided attention. Tell me what is happening. Let me be present, let me let it out. Why is this important? Because every single one of you in here is here because you care about something deeply. And you have vital work to be doing. And in order to keep your channel open and to keep your batteries full, we need to be able to let our emotions and let all of these experiences flow through us. Speaking of that, Martha Graham. This is, you know how you have these quotes that you try on and maybe wear for a while, sometimes years. This is one of my never goes away quotes, but it's deep in my understanding. Okay. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You do not even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep yourself open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. So I've always really resonated with this quote. But what happened for me several years ago as I started going through this divorce and was now on my own with a 6-month-old baby and a 3-year-old and a yoga studio, is that the channel got blocked. So we can keep the channel open as best as we're able, but what if it's locked? What if we're feeling so heavy from things that are going on? What do we do? How do we open it back up? How do we lengthen our fuse and flow into a state where we then have greater capacity to meet what the world needs of us? So for me, yoga has evolved so deeply. It is becoming the place where I can take care of myself so I can get back to answering the call. And where I can create a space for others so they can take care of themselves, so they can get back to answering the call, to show up and be of service. Something else John and I were talking about, and I put this quote from one of my teachers, is our yoga is constantly teaching us about relationships. We don't love in general, we learn to love through our experience of love. So if you've been to a studio, a lot of times you go in there, you maybe nod at the person next to you, and then you're in your own space. And that is one aspect of the practice, but not in my studio. In my studio, it's about community. It's about creating connection. It's about finding service. It's about making sure that this practice that emanates from Southeast Asia is properly honored, that we're uplifting voices and making sure that it's accessible financially, to families, to everyone who needs it, because everyone deserves this. What we're talking about today, everyone deserves this. It should not be about privilege. So we all need access to be able to stare down those tigers. We all need the tools to be able to do that. And I am using these tools in my own life every day. I have a 3-year-old. Every day. So let me tell you who's very good at tending to emotional discharge. 3-year-olds. The other night, he wanted apple cider. And it was way too late for apple cider. And that was his way of letting it out. And I could have shut that down, but I took a deep breath. I checked myself and I said, I'm going to need to call someone later after going through this ride with him. And it was an hour. An hour. He had so much to let out. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. Go ahead, kid. You know, it's all right. But how many times have we either shut down our own emotions or someone else has shut them down, right? So finding a way to be able to show up and flow through that. So there's two sides to this. The good companion is, my sits bones are on the chair. So the first time I ever went through this, the person was sharing a story about murder. People were sharing stories about personal violence. And I realized it is my responsibility to feel these sits bones and keep my spine straight and stay present. And if I'm having big emotions about this, I will deal with those. And I will actually keep that date with myself. So I'm using these tools to unpack my white privilege in my business, in my friendships, and I'm really curious and I would love, feel free to connect with me via the social medias, in person, in classes about what your tools are. I joke to my students that I'm also very serious, that I'm a mad scientist of the self. My scientist away from me. I'm a mad scientist of the self, and I'm doing sacred research. I'm trying to be so transparent. My friend posted the other day about the cognitive dissonance of being a yoga teacher. Like, all right, here's all my stuff. I'm gonna just lay it all out right in front of you so that you can see me working through this. I am no different than you. Not like me, somewhat like me, just like me. We're just about done here. Another Nina quote. I have to constantly re-identify myself to myself, reactivate my own standards, my own convictions about what I'm doing and why. So folks, each one of you is so, like I said in that opening meditation, inherently valuable as you are, right in this moment. And if we can take care of ourselves, if we can show up for each other in this way, it's a game changer. And it opens the channel so that whatever it is, that call that's back here, that, hey, this is the thing that you can do for the world. You're clearing the brush so it can just flow right through. Thank you.
Praise the Lord.